Welcome to this week's episode of the Founder and the Force Multiplier podcast, where we explore how founders and leaders work together with their right-hand partners to turn ideas into action and build wildly successful businesses. Today, we are going to talk about the difference between an executive business partner and an executive assistant. So in the executive support and administrative professional world, titles are always a topic of conversation. From secretaries, coordinators, and assistants to strategic partners, managers, business partners, force multipliers, and more, there seems to be an endless combination of titles available for these roles. And if that wasn't already complicated enough, these 100 plus different title variations often mean very different things across the globe, leading to mass confusion about the function and impact of these individuals and in these positions. Thankfully, there are many industry leaders like Lucy Brazier and the World Administrators Alliance who are taking up the cause for a standardization of titles and responsibilities in the administrative profession. We take our hats off to you all. In the meantime, while we anxiously await this universal standardization, let's highlight one very common title, executive assistant, and a relative newcomer to the profession, executive business partner. What is the difference between an executive business partner and an executive assistant, and does it matter? So what does an executive business partner do? An executive business partner, or EBP, works closely with the CEO or other senior leader, as well as an organization's internal and external stakeholders to implement the principal's vision through strategic executive support, project management, change management, and communication management. The operative word here is partner. An EBP is a strategic business partner to their principal, providing thought leadership, creative problem solving, organizational efficiencies, workflow management in the C-suite, and more to ensure that the principal's agenda is implemented. The EBP and the principal have one mission, one vision, and one job. They are just completing different parts of one high-impact role, both rooted in their strengths. On any given day, an EBP may handle calendar management, communication, information management, travel and meeting coordination, project management, relationship management, strategic support, problem solving, event planning, supporting the leadership team at large, overseeing special projects and strategic initiatives, and serving as a sounding board and advisor to their principal. Executive business partner roles span administrative and strategic functions while acting as a right-hand partner to their principal. Sounds a little bit like an executive assistant, right? So if we subscribe to the above definition of an EVP, then the next logical question is, what's the difference between that role and an executive assistant? They do sound quite similar, and they are. I think that the executive business partner title has emerged as a replacement for the executive assistant role due to a couple of different reasons, including, one, the lack of respect for and understanding of the assistant part of the executive assistant role. Due to the title, high-impact individuals are still being marginalized and therefore are not always able to operate at their full potential. Two, the continued evolution of technology, which has provided the opportunity to automate many of the EA's tasks. This has increasingly allowed individuals in these executive support roles to take a more strategic role. And three, the desire to emphasize and grow the business partner aspect of the role. The power of the partnership between a leader and their force multiplier is undeniable. Why not have a title that reflects that? Much like the title of executive secretary has largely fallen by the wayside, at least in the United States, to be replaced by that of executive assistant, I think the next evolution of this role will be moving from an executive assistant title to that of an executive business partner. Along those same lines, I also think we'll continue to see administrative assistants become administrative business partners. Why do titles even matter, you ask? Well, aside from the fact that clarity is important in any business setting, force multiplier titles are particularly important. These roles are still largely misunderstood, and the more clarity we can provide to the public and various business sectors, the better. Titles can affect promotions and compensation, the ease of internal and external communication, and future career growth. I do also want to emphasize that the executive business partner title is relatively new. There is still research to be done, as well as observation on how organizations adopt this title. Will it replace the EA title altogether, or will it emerge as another level in the administrative profession with a slightly different job description on the executive support career path? Some of this is still unknown, and we'll continue to keep an eye out on it. But I'd love to hear from you. Talk to me. What titles are you seeing in your organization right now? What do you think about the executive business partner title? Should we strive to keep the executive assistant title alive and simply do more education around the impact of the role? Or should we be looking at something else altogether? I'd love to hear from you.